It all started from our journey towards the cabin with our friends, Felix and Jason, and my beloved wife, Anne-Marie. The darkness of the early morning enveloped us as we drove down the freeway, the only sounds being the distant sirens echoing through the air, passing one by one from us. Suddenly, a sense of unease washed over us as an unusual fire truck sped past us, followed closely by a helicopter, leaving a trail of smoke. My friend Felix focused intently on the road ahead as the helicopter spiraled out of control, plummeting towards the lower freeway below the bridge. The deafening sound of the impact reverberated throughout the air, sending debris scattering in all directions. As we passed it, I swiftly turned my head to get a better look until I noticed a semi-truck hurling towards us with a shattered windshield on the driver's side. "Step on it!" Confused, Felix turns his head around, frantically stepping on the pedal, the semi-truck getting closer, but started swerving around, nearly missing the car, but in doing so, it collided with a rail guard, triggering another explosion. Our ears rang as debris rained down on the vehicle as we nearly escaped. My wife wept in horror at what had enveloped in a matter of minutes. Exiting the freeway in utter silence and terror, we soon hit traffic in the city, as normal. Felix informed us that we had a tire pressure light and wanted to check it out. Felix parked on the curb to assess what happened, only to discover that we had a flat tire, probably caused from the semi-truck, but no worries, we had a spare in the trunk. As Felix was about to take out the spare tire, we heard bang, bang, bang. Looking through the direction of the sound, our eyes blared as we spotted an armed firefighter at the intersection, aiming down his sight at something we couldn't see, firing once more. Bang, bang, bang. Turned into agonizing screams. People started getting out of the cars, fleeing away from the thing to avoid becoming the next victim. Felix frantically yelled, "Let's go!" as my other friend got out of the car. Anne-Marie was in a shocked state, curled up in horror, tears flowing down her face. I didn't want to leave her, so I decided to stay with her in the car as my friends fled the scene. Screams echoed from outside. A sense of dread crept over me, hoping it would go all away. Minutes dragged on, each one feeling like an eternity, and then the silence descended. Suddenly, a thick and suffocating smell invaded my senses, causing me to look up, peering through the window, only to see a towering tree engulfed in flames mere inches from our car. Panic surged through me as I turned to my wife, the words tumbling out in a frantic rush. "We have to get out of the car. We have to move now." As we abandoned the car, I saw the crimson stains that splattered the street's floors, with the man on the ground, grasping his last desperate words. "Don't believe in the things you see." Driven by fear, we started running through the dimly lit back alley, with every footstep echoing off the walls. We stumbled upon Felix. "Where's Jason?" my wife asked. Felix responded with a shrug. "I lost him in the crowd, so I decided to find you guys." I couldn't shake the feeling that something felt off. I wasn't sure if I can trust him, as I remembered what the man said, "Don't believe in the things you see." My wife turned to gaze at me, assuring me it was truly Felix standing there. Yet, I wasn't sure if I can trust him, so I kept my eye on him. As we cautiously explored the desolated city, searching for Jason, an eerie silence hung in the air. The once bustling streets were now empty, with the faint rustling of the wind through the abandoned buildings. Suddenly, our eyes fell upon a figure. Laying on the ground was a pool of blood around. Noticing Jason's iconic white hoodie with a surge of hope and act of compassion, Felix rushed to his aid. As his clothes smoldered with eerie burns, the figure let out a piercing scream. Lashing out, its once familiar face was twisted into a sinister grin, its pale eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity as its sharp teeth tore into Felix's flesh. Screams echoed throughout the city. Terror surged through us as we witnessed this gruesome scene. Its eyes soon gazed upon us, as our only hope was flight. Running away from the scenes, I turned my head around to catch a glimpse of my friends getting closer with every step. Suddenly, a shrilled scream came from my wife as we soon reached a dead end from a pile of burning cars. blocking our path, my heart pounding in my chest as I resigned our fate, looking at my wife, blood dripping down her arm. "Look," Emery told me. I turned my head around only to find them just standing there. The flames of the car seemed to be holding them back. My friends looked like normal people now, signaling me to come over, but I knew they weren't my friends anymore. It was just an illusion. We stood there for hours, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, waiting for our turn. As the flames dwindled, so did our hope. Just when it all seemed lost, a glimmer of salvation appeared in the distance. A faint roar of the military vehicles pierced through the morning light, signaling their rescue. Taking out the thing with ease, our hope was short-lived as they soon handcuffed us as we were dragged away, injecting us with something. I soon found myself in shackles, in a cold room filled with terrified souls, and Emery next to me. People with lab coats peering through the window. Moments later, they took my beloved wife away. I soon heard screams that echoed in my ear, then silence. They soon took me to a different room with a foul smell. Corpse filled the room, remembering all the fun times I had with my wife, dreaming about the future I could have had. The darkness soon consumed me. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. Please consider liking the video and subscribing. Just to recap, if you didn't understand the story, the main characters, the husband and his wife, and two of his friends were going on a vacation trip until chaos erupted, causing their vacation trip to end. With heavy traffic and a blown tire, their only way to leave the situation was to run or risk staying there. The burning tree next to the car was the main reason why the husband and the wife were alive. Seeing the mysterious man on the ground, saying his last words, "Don't believe in the things you see," he knew something they didn't. Felix loses Jason during the crowd stampede, but gets reunited again with the husband and the wife. They didn't tell Felix about what the man said, causing Felix to unknowingly and uncautiously aid Jason. Unknowingly to the characters, Jason was infected when he was lost, becoming the Thing. The military showed up to appear like they were saving people, but in reality, don't believe in the things you see. They were only there to clean up the mess they created, taking survivors to a facility and ending them there to keep it quiet from the rest of the world. Again, thank you for watching.